demonic blood, brutality, and speed. When Doom rebooted itself in 2016, resurrecting one of gaming's oldest franchises into the modern era, it built a new, airtight formula for itself. It was a set of ideas that emphasized speed and intimacy in combat, rewarding you for your daring decisions with more HP, more ammunition, and more excitement. Then, all of that excitement was wrapped up in a pulpy, pastiche aesthetics. A big hero with big guns who hates demons and wants to tear out their big guts. It is simple, immediately satisfying, and perfectly suited for a sequel. Doom Eternal is that sequel, and it immediately sets to work upping the ante. Instead of Mars, it's the entirety of human civilization that is under siege by demons from hell. There are more enemies, more weapons, more elements in the sandbox of combat, and the story has gone full maximalist. A heavy metal shore that spans 15 hours. It's immense, messy, and unfortunately not nearly as good as Doom 2016. You thought I was saying that with my own words? No. I was watching an article here by Wired. Look, let me take you a little bit closer. How can I do this? Let's go. Okay. Look here. Doom Eternal is a dissing catastrophe. It is immense, messy, and not nearly as good as the original. Cringe. Hello Spartans, welcome back. In today's video we're going to take a look at one of the worst takes that I have seen for Doom Eternal. But I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. This is not your normal, typical Doom Eternal article. I expected to see the typical Marauder is too hard, or not enough ammo, or cutscenes are bad for Doom, or tentacles slow down the gameplay, or platforming does not belong in Doom. I appreciate that Wire didn't go the easy way out with this review, and instead, they talked about story and the gameplay loop, which I find very interesting. Nonetheless, I do not agree with much of the stuff that they said in this article, and you Spartans have been bombarding me on Twitter to make a video on this article alone, so I will deliver. If you want to suggest video topics, be sure to send me a DM on Twitter. They are always opened. If you enjoy videos like this one and want to know everything related to Doom Eternal, consider subscribing and leave a like. Enjoy. As the Doom Slayer, a mythic hunter of demons, shotgun always in hand, you're hunting down a hell priest in a fortress above a ruined, monster-infested earth. He's part of a cult, and if not stopped, will usher in the complete destruction of the planet, which is an early indication of the problem at the core of Doom Eternal. Hell priests? Who? What? What the hell is going on? It feels like an immediate whiplash, as if you have been thrust into a story that's already half over, with no clear indication of how you arrived. Now, I actually agree with this part of the article. Doom Eternal began really fast, and it left key moments in the story out in the open. Hugo Martin has confirmed that a prequel story is really unlikely to happen, and the way that they plan on exploring what happened between Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal will be through codex entries on future DLCs. I for one really wanted to know what happened after Samuel Hayden sent the Doom Slayer to an unknown place at the end of Doom, and know how he got his own space fortress and the way he upgraded his armor suits in the shape of a playable sequence or a playable DLC. And it's a shame that it didn't happen. In the own words of Hugo Martin, Doom Eternal began the way it did because, in quotes, we didn't want to waste your time. The plot doesn't get much better. It bounces around dimensions rapidly, and key narrative information is often conveyed through overwrought lore entries. It is dissing. Doom Eternal's plot and storytelling is really simple, not dissing. The Earth is being absorbed by Hell. You need to kill all the 3 Hell Priests to stop the absorption. You kill all 3 Hell Priests, but the main antagonist still has a secret weapon to absorb Earth to Hell. You kill the secret weapon and that's it. That's all there is to it, to the story. It is really simple. Of course, there are some subplots happening in between, like how the betrayer foreshadows the icon of sin's appearance, and the backstory of the Doomslayer as well. But the whole told story in the game is really simple and easy to understand. The codex entries were made so that its software could expand the universe of Doom without shoving world building and tons of character interactions, cutscenes and dialogues down our throats. Some fans were really vocal on how cutscenes ruined the experience for them in the game, but for me it is the other way around. It just enhanced the experience. It's all subjective. You may like it or you may hate it, and that's fine. The codex are filled to the brink with information, lore and backstory. And for a nerd like me that loves to dive deep down into fantasy and sci-fi stories, this was a gift from the heavens. The more content, the better. Always. Not that story has ever been the most important factor in a Doom game, but it's an underrated factor in why 2016's reboot worked so well. It was not, all told, an exceptionally clever or original story. Its minimal characters weren't exceptionally interesting. The conceit of an energy company mining hell itself for power is both too on the nose and, somehow, in the era of climate change, not on the nose enough. But it was a story exceptionally well told. Here you were, a silent avatar of rage, held under lock and key by an immoral energy company, and forced to fight demons. Not just for the joy of fighting demons, but to combat an invasion caused by someone else's incompetence and greed. The game excelled at tiny moments of characterization and mood that gave flavor to the action. The Doomslayer casually breaking the energy company's things and ignoring the men in charge. The deranged corporate messaging from the company itself, which slowly devolved from standard pablum to the demented ravings of a death cult. That's what made Doom so special in 2016. Not just that it was a thrilling action game, but that it felt like a clever, often funded descent into hell by way of corporate greed and irresponsibility. It was the perfect game for being mad at your boss. Doom Eternal, by way of contrast, pushes the personality of the first game to its breaking point, with little added on top of it. Little. The esoteric lore about hell and demons that serve as a flavor in the original game were there, but not to be taken too seriously. Unfortunately, they are the center point of the sequel's narrative design. Instead of telling an immediate, straightforward story well, it tells a broader, more convoluted story poorly, and in the process squanders much of the charm of the original that made the gory demon killing feel so vital. This trickles down from the actual writing to the places you go and the explanations for going to them, without an underlying level of wit. Little of it lands. While I do love the approach and tone of Doom 2016, I know and I understand that the formula will not work forever, and in sequels you need to innovate. Doom Eternal, in its way of presenting the Doomslayer, is basically the same, a silent avatar of rage that cares for nothing other than killing demons and showing little, clever moments of characterization. If id Software wanted to expand the story of Doom, and wanted to go to more interesting locations like Heaven, it needed to tell the story the way it did with Eternal, which is not a bad thing. Sequels are meant to expand the story, not minimalize it. Also, the story and universe of Doom that they expanded and worked on for Doom 2016 was highly interesting. So, if they didn't actually expand and explore the story that they conveyed in 2016, that wouldn't evolve the game, that will devolve it. And that's bad. Fortunately, Doom Eternal messes with the alchemy of its combat much less than it does its story and world building. It does add new elements, arguably too many, but they remain manageable due to the way they're grounded within the essential dynamics of its predecessor's systems. There are more extremely powerful weapons that function like get-out-of-jail-free cards, allowing you to defeat powerful enemies in a pinch and clear yourself breathing room, even more than the original. The action here presents less the typical rhythms of a shooter game and more something like Ikaruga or any other of those old 2D arcade games, where your primary objectives were to keep moving and dodge a lot of enemy attacks at once. The powerful weapons function like power-up bombs did in those old arcade games too, clearing the screen and letting you survive for longer, but the point is to always keep moving. Always keep dodging and to take as many of the bastards with you as you can. To that end, the game introduces more explicitly arcade-like elements like extra lives, all the better to kill demons with. Killing demons is still wickedly fun, an orgy of cathartic violence, but without the smart design of the original, it blurs together into an indistinct sort of thrill. Like riding a bunch of roller coasters in a row until you cannot really tell one apart from another. Doom 2016 was a smart, focused take on over-the-top busy action. Doom Eternal is that same game, with its successes pulled so taut that they are starting to tear. And when the game tells you to rip and tear, I do not think that's quite what it's trying to say. In shorter terms, I'm going to summarize the whole article. Innovating on video games is bad and should not be done. Storytelling is bad, should not be done. Expanding lore in the way of reading is bad, should not be done. Wired basically wants Doom Eternal to be the exact copy of Doom 2016. And that is not inherently bad, but they want it for the wrong reasons. If it's not broken, do not fix it. And that's what they did with Doom Eternal. Everything that was not broken, they left the same. And they just innovated in the parts where they needed to innovate. At its core, Doom Eternal is the same as Doom 2016. You move really fast and kill tons of demons with mostly the same weapons. Some things in gaming are subjective, like which console do you prefer? I prefer the Xbox over the PlayStation, or if you like this or not. I love the Doom Eternal, maybe you're not, and that's fine. But it is a fact that Doom Eternal's combat design is more clever than the original. It's specially designed so that you are glued to the screen and on the very edge of your seat until you beat the combat arena. It is a non-stop roller coaster for 15 hours straight. Doom 2016 was an awesome game, but its combat design got repetitive really fast, and Doom Eternal, after 6 months of being out, is constantly evolving on how you approach its combat with new combos, new demons, and moves. Doom Eternal is not a dissing catastrophe. It is a well thought, clever demon killing game. Thanks for watching. And so, case buttons, that's all the time I had for today's video. Please let me know what you think about this video down in the comment section. Leave a like if you did and a dislike if you disliked it. It is completely fine. Thanks to all of my patrons that made this video possible, and links to all of my social accounts will be down below. Thanks for watching. Adios.